Remember when Heather Locklear divorced one rock star just to immediately marry another? I do. It was 1994. Pulp Fiction premiered. Blur released Park Life. Love in 2025 is still paranoid. The Woodstock 94 debacle happened, and a newly divorced 32-year-old Heather Locklear was in New York City on a Melrose Place PR trip. And it was there that mutual friends introduced her to 34-year-old Bon Jovi guitarist Richie Sambora. Even after Heather returned to LA and Richie remained on the East Coast, the two continued to talk. Hollywood continued to talk too, with rumors swirling that the Melrose Place star had taken up with Richie. Heather decided to take control of the narrative during a phone call into the Howard Stern show. It's always a Howard Stern show. When Howard asked if the two were dating, she passed the phone to Richie to confirm. The pair quite literally put the rumors to bed, since that's where they were lounging during the phone call. And by the end of the year, Richie and Heather were hitched. They got married in a civil service in Rumson, New Jersey, before flying to Paris, where they said "I do" on December 17, 1994, at the American Cathedral. Heather wore a lace gown designed by Dynasty designer Nolan Miller, and Richie wore a black tux. And no, it was not made of leather. Heather said of Richie that he was really grounded, really family-oriented, and very close to his parents. Richie said that while he greatly enjoyed dating, the minute he met Heather, he knew he was done. That was it, he said. I think the same thing happened to her. Almost 3 years after getting married, the couple welcomed their first fetal collab, Ava, on October 4th, 1997. And everything seemed peachy keen until February 2nd, 2006, when Heather's publicist spread the word that Heather and Richie were getting a divorce. But this was news to Richie, who was surprised when he found out about it and denied that the two were donezo. He said in a radio interview immediately after, "It's completely untrue. I'm coming home. Heather was just up for her anniversary, and that was December 15th. I was home for like 2.5 weeks over Christmas, and I have a month off in March, so it's going to be good." I mean, they had Valentine's Day plans, for goodness sakes. But it was no secret that the pair had been plagued by rumors of unrest in the tabloids, to the part where they had issued a joint statement around their 11th wedding anniversary about it. Reports swirled that the pair were fighting over having another child and that it was pushing them towards a breakup. The real story is that there is no story, they said. The truth is that after 11 years together, we are still happily married. Boring, but true. And while Richie had said that he was blindsided by the divorce, couldn't be, so happy, so in love, he seemed to bounce back pretty quickly as he was spotted some mooching Heather's friend Denise Richards that April, just holding hands and strolling through Westlake Village. So sad, so heartbroken. Right. Well, the two claimed that they had bonded over their mutual divorces. Denise had filed for divorce from husband Charlie Sheen that March. Sources claim that Denise was actually part of the reason that Heather filed for divorce from Richie. The source claimed that Denise was the one who urged Heather to file for divorce, and after she started dating Richie, Heather believed that Denise had an ulterior motive that entire time. You think? Richie and Denise denied any philandering on their parts, but Denise did say, if either Richie or I had felt our marriages were fixable, we wouldn't have crossed that line, which was an interesting choice of words. I do believe something was rotten in the state of California. Well, neither Heather nor Richie ever publicly spoke about the reasoning behind the divorce at the time. Years later, like 18 years later, Richie confirmed that Heather had left him and that he didn't leave her. She was gasping for air. Maybe I was part of the weight she needed to drop, he said. The two seemed to keep it civil after the divorce and even vacationed with Ava in 2015 to celebrate her academic achievements. After a split from Heather, Richie dated Denise until March of 2007. He was then rumored to have dated Jennifer Milani, who was in the car with him when he got busted for a DUI in 2008. He then dated Nikki Lund from 2008 to 2013, and they had quite the tumultuous relationship. Nikki had accused Richie of abusing her and had even claimed while he was out on vacation with Heather and Ava that he had threatened to take her life. Others claimed that she was making the accusations because Richie refused to fund their unprofitable partnership. Because they're also business partners. You don't mix the two. Anyway, he then sued her for extortion because he claimed that she said she had a tape proving her accusations, but that he could have it if he paid for it. The tape got leaked anyway, and he claimed it was heavily edited. The case ended up being dropped, and the dispute was resolved. He also allegedly dated Yasmin Mitri during this same time, and she was exposed as being an entrepreneur who was tricked into buying snow from a tabloid while she openly bragged about dating Richie for 1.5 years. He had gone to rehab for the 3rd time around the timing of this incident. He then dated Denise again from November 2011 to June 2012. Denise also claimed she was never friends with Heather and that if they had been friends, she wouldn't have crossed that line. He then dated Katherine Perkins in 2013. She was a 26-year-old model. Richie was 54 at the time. He then went on to date guitarist Orianthi, who is 26 years his junior, from 2014 to 2018, and they had their own project called RSO. They continued working together after the breakup. Speaking of continuing to work together, he also released a love song with Nikki Lund in 2021. That's messy. Most recently, though, Richie revealed that he's been dating an unnamed lady for the last 2 years who is only 5 years his junior this time around. And he's very much in love. As for Heather, I think she gets one more video because it's a lot. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please save it and share it with your friends. It really does help spread the good word of the cult. And don't forget to follow me on the gram and the tube just in case. Also, we have stickers and we have pins if you want to display your love for the cult. Maybe find each other out in the wild. I don't know. You do what you want. Good day. May the cult be with you.